What's up, guys? It's Andy, and this is the start of our moving vlog. If you had asked me 2 years ago when we moved if I would be moving again, my answer would have been absolutely not. And if everything lived up to the way it was pitched to me, then we probably wouldn't be. But there's a couple of confounding factors to the reason why we're moving, and I will go over those a little bit as I take you through the moving vlog. So today is Wednesday, the 29th of October. On Monday, I rode Elliot just on the flat. On Tuesday, I lunged him and let him get his crazy sillies out. He got clipped this past weekend, and then I've been slowly moving my stuff home and kind of going through it over the last month and a half. I gave a decent amount of notice because I'm not trying to burn bridges or anything, and I knew because board is so expensive at this place, they would need some time to find another person to fill the stall. So that all seemed to work out, and I'm pretty sure where I'm going, a person there is filling my spot at the current barn. So I think we're just doing a little bit of swapsies. I am definitely grateful for the time that I've been at our current barn. I think we were where we needed to be because cosmically the universe knew Elliot was going to need one-on-one attention for just under a year due to his injury. And I think we would have been in trouble if we were anywhere else and had this happen. So I am grateful for that. And the majority of the staff I got along with so well. I've made some new friends. And it's been fun to take you guys with me and kind of still have filming content. Obviously, the year did not. I thought the move was going to be the big thing that brought in the audience, and then we were going to film like every single week. And then he took a while to settle in, and then the injury happened, and nothing has gone to plan. So I'm really hopeful that this new move gives me the motivation to do more filming. This year just has not been it. The last year just has not been it. The gaming series flopped, I think, a bit more than I expected it to, based on the feedback I got on TikTok and how that translated over to YouTube. So I am ready to go out tonight. We are doing a lot. So we are cleaning our grooming kit, cleaning our tack and bringing that home, emptying out the locker and consolidating into my grooming cubby because the owner asked when I would have all my stuff out so the new person could move in, which was kind of weird. And then we're doing our last jumper round jump school tonight. So I'm gonna set a decent course, and hopefully Elliot got all of his crazies out yesterday so we can have a semi-productive ride tonight where I will be wearing my GoPro. I'll put in some clips, but I'll probably save that for a separate video just so I have some content for next month while he is settling in. Tomorrow on Thursday, I will actually be going over to the new barn and putting the majority of his non-essentials there. So all of my tack, his toys, getting his stall ready, getting my tack area ready, and just kind of asking some last final questions for the new owner. And then Friday, we're moving about 12:30. And I'm hoping that everything goes well. I did use the animal communicator to tell Elliot about the move, about the things that are changing, and he seemed not surprised and not necessarily excited, but he was like really happy and he like super confident, like he's ready to walk in there and just like make friends, she said. And we talked about him being a baby with trailering and that he knows better. And he told me a riveting story about what we think based on how he showed Asia and what she described was his first trailering experience ended up with a flat tire while they were driving pretty fast. And so he has a little bit of buried trauma from that. So we'll see if he just gets on the trailer. Because if he does, then I'm going to be like, this is some witch doctor stuff. Already a lot with the animal communicator and energy healers has been really crazy. And I'm just really interested to see how it goes. Like, I want to see him walk on the trailer, walk off the trailer, act like he's lived there his whole life, and go make new friends. That is my goal. So let's go ahead and go out to the barn to start the moving vlog. Okay, I have consolidated everything to my little grooming cubby area until we move, and all my tack is out there right now so I can go ride, but I just wanted to show you. Look how empty. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna vacuum it out quick. All clean. Now we're gonna go set a course of 5 fences. All right, let's make a course with all of this. In 3, 2, 1. My good deed for the day is saving this ladybug, which means I'm gonna have good luck, and I believe in cosmic signs. So I'm gonna put her back outside. Normal. That's not normal. Head down, you moose llama. Stop. Hey, what'd I say? And here commences the part of the video where you get to listen to me talk, whether you want to or not. So I basically over the years have been to every type of barn, from old converted or sometimes not converted cow barns and pissing in stalls to top tier facility with indoor bathrooms and lounges, and everything's heated and glorious and wonderful. And not, I believe the saying is, all that glitters is not gold, because at this point I'm convinced that you can't find places that are 100% the way you would run your own things if it's not your own barn. There is also the contrast of being at barns, and I've been to plenty through lessons leasing and owning in my area, that there is such a thing as caring too little, but also there is caring too much, to the point where people are not listening to the owner of the horse as far as wishes go, that be anything from turnout to blanketing to medications. That can also be just as much of an issue as barns that don't care at all. There are some things at barns that you just can't avoid. So this was my dream barn under the premise of having the exact same code of ethics and ideas and morals about horse care as the facility. And some of the reasons I chose to move had nothing to do with my horse necessarily, more so with me. So, or the environment, right? So we're 100% surrounded by trees and directly across from a creek.
So the mutant mosquitoes were unimaginably terrible this year, especially because the doors to the indoor were being opened during the day, which are surrounded by woods, which means all the mosquitoes flocked into the arena, which has moist fabric footing, and then the doors get closed at night, so they basically live in the footing, and Elliot just could not handle that. And quite frankly, neither could I. That was just the case inside the indoor arena, not to mention the gnats, mosquitoes, and all sorts of things outside that made it just unbearable to the point where I had to buy Elliot a full fly sheet because he just couldn't handle it. We never got to ride outside of just walking around the pastures a few times. The indoor was basically our only option. The footing in the outdoor was way too deep, and being post injury, he was not able to ride out there, and the other boarders wouldn't really ride out there either for the same exact reason. Speaking of other boarders, choosing to be at a small barn after coming from such a large barn, I liked the idea of having the arena to myself a lot, especially since most people rode during the day. However, that got very lonely very quickly, and when I would run into other people, no one was my age. So I was at best friends with people that were at a minimum 20 years older than me, which is fine, but I did spend a lot of time alone. I don't fit into the tax bracket of the people that I boarded with. And although everyone was kind, it just kind of missed the point for me. And I found it to be quite lonely. Elliot's rehab really threw everything for a loop because I spent one of the 2 years at the barn just taking care of him through his rehab. And once he was done with rehab and we got back to riding and everything, I expected all of the things to go back to normal, like what I had been told upon touring the facility, such as small group turnout and really focusing on the well being of the horse, letting horses be horses, that sort of thing. I advocated for almost an entire year for Elliot to have at least one turnout friend, and that never happened. His cribbing not only developed, but became more severe while on the property because he was alone all the time and bored. And although we believe the injury is what triggered his genetic predisposition as a thoroughbred to start cribbing, the environmental circumstances led to the continuation of it. And don't get me wrong, there was always hay available. He was next to other horses. There were toys and enrichment as best as the facility could offer, but he needed the Friends Forage freedom, and he was pretty limited on space. He wasn't turned out with friends, only in the vicinity of friends. And at that point, forage wasn't enough. I won't get into too much detail, but at the end of the day, through his rehab, staff had been refusing to follow the vet's orders as far as sedating Elliot. That really pissed me off. There were times where people thought they knew better for my horse than what myself and the vet had decided regarding certain things. And there is never a point where owners or staffs should disobey the owner of the horse, no matter whether it's a good intentioned decision or a poor intentioned decision. It seemed like towards the end that the policies and procedures were more fear based than based on the mission statement and goals of the facility from when I had initially toured. And therefore, between all of those confounding factors, we decided it was our time to depart and find something better for Elliot.
All right, we are driving off to the barn to drop off stuff. It's Thursday, October 30th. We move Elliot tomorrow, and I'm getting the majority of my stuff all done. My husband is driving behind me in the truck, and my car is loaded front to back with stuff. And hopefully there's room for it all, because otherwise I'm gonna be in trouble. Okay, here's my tack spot. The blanket rack's gonna get moved. So this is their really big wash stall, which is nice. Got a light and outlets. Ooh. And then he's in the new barn on this side. And he'll be down at the end there, which she said I could keep my tack trunk there at least for now. Until I just told her to tell me whenever she wants me to move it. And I think he's going down here in this stall potentially. So it's not as big, but they still have the like mattress flooring. So that's nice, and automatic heated waters and that. So, and then it goes straight out into pastures. I'm so dumb. She meant third down from this end, which is why there's no stall plate or anything on this side. So I just put his trunk there for now. So then this is the arena, which I can't find the lights for. Those are the permanent lights, but I think there's just temporary right now. And then there's more stalls, and it goes upstairs to a patio deck. And then that's Elliot's barn side. And that's the original barn side. So the indoor is still under construction. Obviously, there's going to be a door there. All the permanent lights are going to go up. And then I think it should be good to go. So that's exciting. Happy moving day. It's Halloween. Woo! So I'm pretty excited. We have really great weather. It's a little bit windy, but the sun is out. And it's going to be about 50 degrees today. And I'm about to head out to the barn so that I can groom Elliot, pack up the remainder of my things. I might throw him on the lunge line just to see what he's like. But yeah, I am excited. I no longer have access to his stall, the locker, the camera app, the calendar app, or the chat app, because I was going to say thank you and goodbye to everybody because I don't have their phone numbers. We used an app for group chats and stuff. So that's not happening, I guess. But I've pretty much said bye to everybody that I wanted to in person, except for my nighttime friend, Rick. Oh, he's sweet grandpa. He always says, "Hey, kiddo, how you doing?" I'm going to miss him. So we're going to go out now, and then we're going to take him to the new place. He is going to have to be in quarantine turnout I think just for today. I'm going to clarify on that because the other horse is still at the property, whose stall we're taking until a little bit later today because she's actually taking my stall. So as soon as hopefully tomorrow, he should be out with his new pasture mate, Bravo, who I met last night and is such a snuggle bug. Oh my gosh. And they are going to have access to the dry lot, plus the paddock beyond it, plus the pasture beyond it, which is like insane. I almost cried last night at Jenny because I'm like, he's going to be so happy. So I'm really excited for him. And I have to figure out today where the arena lights are. Jenny had to leave yesterday, so we're going to move around some of my stuff because just for like feng shui of her tack room, whatever, like that's totally fine. I told her, I was like, just tell me if you want stuff moved because she wasn't able to stay with me while I unpacked everything yesterday. And yeah, I'm pretty excited. So let's get going. Okay, so Elliot was a butt munch. I thought he was going to walk on right away, and he did not. But as soon as Heather went behind him with the lunge line, he walked right on. So he knew he was taking advantage of me. So we are on our way to the new farm. What do you think, Ellie? Are you happy? Quarantine for a little bit, and then you're going to have a friend. Yeah, then you'll have a friend. Happy? Smell good? Look good? So I'm unloading the rest of my stuff. Elliot is settling in, and I got a parting basket from the barn with his stuff in there, some baby carrots for him, apples and bananas, and some treats. So that was nice of them. This is a better view of the indoor.
So the lights got pushed off until winter is over, because they don't want to close the arena, and then this will be done after Black Friday. So we have temporary lights in the meantime, and she's gonna get another load of footing for the arena as well, because they had actually just redone it. All right, got his rope, his ball, his treat toy, and his rubber toy, and a salt rack. And that is Bravo, who's gonna be his pasture mate. And they have been calling for each other already, which is cute. Look at this adorable thing. Margarita, but we call you Minnie. Hi, you're so little. Trying to eat my banana peel from Ellie. You're so little. You're so cute. You're so cute. Yeah. Yes, you are. And this is the outdoor. So, I mean, it's a good size.
Okay, I am home. I am showered. Elliot is settling in. Unfortunately, he does have to be in quarantine for the next couple days, and then he'll move over by his new pasture mate around next Wednesday-ish. So it's just for a couple days. He did crib, but I think it's like once all the excitement ended, and then he noticed everybody else is in a group except for him. So hopefully he'll forgive me for that. So I gave him a banana. And yeah, I have a good feeling. So we will see how it goes, and I'm just gonna let him be a horse for a little while, and we'll do some videos after that.